what happens when you want to play in what you would call a blues group now? And if that's something you want to do or already do a little bit but you want to do better, this video is for you. The number 5 top blues keyboard trick I want to show you today is know your context. You want to know the key that you're playing in. You want to know if it's in major or minor. You want to know if it is a slower one or a faster one, or what kind of rhythmic style it's going to be in. You want to know what the form of the song is. In the example that I'm going to use today, this is going to be a blues in the key of C major. It's going to have 12 bars. It's going to have a 1 chord, a 4 chord, and 5 chord. 2, here we go. This is our 1 chord. It's going to be a C7. We're going to go to a 4 chord, which is the F chord. Back to the 1 chord, which is a C, and we do that for another measure. Now we're going to go back to the 4 chord, which is the F7, and we're back to the 1 chord again. And then we're to the 5 chord, which is a G7, and the 4 chord, which is the F, and then the C chord, F7, C chord, G7. The next trick I have for you is to simplify your chords. When you're in the middle of playing, believe me, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a crowd there, there's a band, there's all these other different things going on to make you nervous. So it's a really helpful thing to find ways that you can simplify your job. So one way to simplify that is to simplify your chords. When you're playing chords, I would recommend playing the 3rd and the 7th. So in the key of C major, the 3rd is E, B flat is the 7th. And then to go to the 4 chord, you can just hit the A, which is the 3rd, and the E flat, which is the 7th. And then you go back to your 1 chord again. And then when you go to the 5 chord, you just go up a little bit, which is the 3rd and the 7th of G, and then back to your 4 chord again, and then back to the 1 chord, which is the 3rd and the 7th. So let's see how that sounds in context. One of the scariest parts, if you're not used to it, is that time when it's your turn to take a solo, because you're the most exposed and you're expected to deliver. So again, one of the best things you can do is to simplify. Here's something to keep in mind when you're playing a solo. Maximize your intention and minimize your complexity. You'd be amazed at how simple of a solo you can get by with and still sound convincing. So what are the simplest notes you can play when you're doing a solo? Well, if you're in the key of C, here's the simplest things you can do is the root, the 3rd, the 5th, and the 7th. And if that's all you played, that'd be pretty good. Now in the 3rd, you have a little playroom. You could do the natural 3rd or you could do the flat 3rd. You can play with those a little bit. Going into the 5th, you can do the sharp 4th into the 5th. And then definitely the 7th. So let's keep it simple and see what kind of solo we can play with just those notes. So beyond just knowing the notes of the scale that you can improvise over, it's good to start building a small repertoire of stock licks. Here's a stock lick that I know. It goes from the octave to the E flat, E, F, F sharp, G, and then got a strong, powerful sound to it. People do like this one. The 3, 5, 4, 6, 5, and 7 is another good one. So let's do another 12 bars using just the 2 licks that I showed you, along with just filling in with some of the other notes of the blues scale just to fill things out. The number one blues keyboard trick that I want to show you today is to expand your expressive range. So beyond all the techniques and the tips and everything else that I've shown you today, the thing you really want to bring to the table is yourself. Raw emotion meets drama. Hey, if you like this kind of content, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be putting out a lot more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.